Hello and welcome to Tunnel Vision. Today I want to show you how I take an image that looks so boring and flat like this to making it look so colorful and brilliant like this here. All right, so let me go ahead and talk a little bit about my process. I'm gonna leave links to the gear that I use down below. But first I want to just kind of show you my process and how I, color this flat image here. So I'm shooting it with the A6400 and I'm using the picture profile of S-Log number 2. And I believe I have a Sigma lens. I believe it's a 16 millimeter. And so let me go ahead and turn this back on and show you my step-by-step process on how I'm getting the image that I get here. So we are in Final Cut Pro today. And the first thing that I went ahead and did, so usually with S-Log, what a lot of people like to do, they'll go to this information here and they usually load a LUT right here. I personally don't like doing that because to me, it doesn't make the image look that great. I don't like using the camera LUT profile that they have set for me. What I like to do is kind of use my own custom things, but this is all inside of Final Cut Pro and you can get it from the website for free. And I'll show you what I'm talking about in just a second here. But the first thing that I want to go ahead and do is just kind of correct my colors. So I'm just adding some light colors to the image here. So this is the first thing that I'm doing, just adding some color. I'm getting my contrast right. And let me go ahead and show you the color wheel that I'm using here. And I'm just kind of adding some saturation. I'm adding some highlights here. I'm lowering the midtones and I'm just kind of dipping the shadows just a little bit on the shadows. And already, just from going from something like this to something like this. And now this is quite usable right here. I could just, upload this to YouTube and it'll be all good. Or I can take it a little bit further. So the next thing I'm doing is what I was just talking about just a second ago. I'm using a custom LUT here. And this is where I'm really doing my conversion. So if I go ahead and show this, this is straight from the Sony website. I'm just using a Blockbuster LUT number, I believe V2 negative 0P50. And let me go ahead and turn this on so you can get an idea of what it's looking like here. So when I turn that on, it just gives you that instant movie feel. And notice how with the mix, I'm not turning it all the way up. I believe this is going to 100%. And if you turn it down, you can go to 0%, or you can just kind of make it, maybe you can say 30% here. So now it's at 30%. So I'll turn this off and then I turn it back on. This is how it's looking here. And that's already looking twice as better. So again, so if I was to take these two off, we have the flat image. And then so far we have the got that film look, making it look very cinematic. The next thing I went ahead and did was add another color wheel. And so with this one, I'm really adding a stylized look. And let me go ahead and show you exactly what I'm pushing here. For those of you that are experienced, you can probably tell that I'm using the teal and orange look. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm pushing the teal and the shadows, and I'm pushing more of the orange right here in the highlights and the midtones. And I'm getting that teal and orange look there. So if I turn this off again, you can see that it's just adding that flavor to it, right? Now, the next thing I went ahead and did is that if you see this kind of gunky, just kind of overall color the image blue. Now, this is definitely usable. Now, don't get me wrong. You can definitely use this here. But if you want to just kind of clean it up, make it look more professional, then you're going to want to go ahead and take away some of that gunk is what I call it. It's like a blue tint overlay. And that's what I'm doing here by adding the saturation curve here. So in other words, what I'm doing, I'm just taking that blue tint out the dark areas of my image. So let's go ahead and do it before. And this is after. And let me go ahead and show you some of the settings that I'm doing here. So I'm pulling down some of that blue tint, as you can see right here where it lies. And then I'm also adjusting the luma versus sat, just kind of rolling it off. Because I just want to make sure that the blacks are black. It's not like a tint of blue too much in there. So just kind of doing some cleaning up there. And again, this is before, and then this is after. So it looks a lot better when it's all cleaned up. All right, so the next thing I went ahead and did was add some sharpness, just to kind of get it more eye-catching. And it's very subtle. And I'll go ahead and show my settings here. This is 2.5. I believe I use the detail of -7 on my camera, and then I'm just sharpening in post. So again, this is before, and this is after. So you can just kind of tell just a little bit, very subtle, not doing too much, not overly sharpening or anything like that. Just kind of adding a little bit of sparkle to the image there. The next thing I did was add a Gaussian blur. And if I go ahead and turn it on, you can see it just kind of blurs the image. But then I didn't want my Mandarin to be blurred out as well. So what I did was add a mask here. So if you can see where I did the mask, I added the mask. And if I show it, and you can see the mask has just been added. And I have my amount at 1, and then I have the boost blur about 10, and then I have my shape mask. And as you can see, if I click it, I just want to bring that orange into focus so your eyes are drawn right to that mandarin there. And so again, that's all I really did with this color grade. If I turn it off again, it looks like that. And if I turn it on again, it looks something like this here. So I hope you found some value from this video. If you did, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to turn the bell notifications, so whenever I drop a new video, you will be the first person to be notified. Thank you for watching, and we will see you on the next one.